What up, you guys? We're here on a corporate job right now, and behind me, I've got an interview setup. So I'm gonna walk you through how I set up these interviews, what I do with my clients, and how I specifically set this up for direct-to-camera interviews with a teleprompter. So we're gonna jump into it and show you what I got going. All right, starting off, we're gonna talk about the camera setup. We've got the Sony FX3. This is my daily driver camera. I love it. And I also have a B cam, which I'm not using on this specific job, but it's the Sony FX30 that I'm using to film right now. This client just wanted one camera angle. These are very direct to camera videos, so we didn't care about a B angle. So that's why we've just got a single camera setup today. We've got the Sigma 24-70 on the front. Great multi-purpose all around lens. I love this lens. Of course, you can film interviews on whatever you got. But when I do film these interviews, I'm usually filming on tighter focal lengths. Right now, I'm on 35 millimeters, and that's just because we're doing two deliverables for this client. We're doing a horizontal 16:9 deliverable and a vertical as well. The rest of the rig, you can check out some of my rig build videos and kind of shows you how I build this rig and how I use it, but that is the camera, the lens, and kind of what we got going on for this setup. When I'm framing up interviews, I follow a few simple rules. One being, of course, the rule of thirds, and another being headroom. How much headroom are you giving them? You can see in this shot that I've given probably more headroom than I normally would, and that's for a specific reason. Like I mentioned, we're giving this client two deliverables, one vertical and one horizontal. I find that the vertical videos look better on social media when you have a little more headroom, but as a good rule of thumb, about a hand width or a few fingers of headroom, if they were to put their hands on top of their head, is a good place to start when you're giving someone headroom for an interview. Messing with lighting is my favorite part about filming corporate interviews. Right here, we have a really simple setup. Any of you guys can do this with any light. I'm using a Ulanzi VL120. It is like a $115 light on Amazon, so nothing crazy. You don't need a $600 light to do this, as well as an Angler Quick Open 36-inch softbox. This thing's awesome. It opens and closes in like 30 seconds, which just helps me be fast to set up and take down, get in and out, and optimizes my time. Quick tip for lighting, you're gonna wanna get your key light as close and as low as possible. And doing that gives you the softest wrap on your client's face and whoever you're filming. So this is as close as I can get it to the frame without it cutting into the frame itself, and as low as it can get on the power. I think I ran this at about 10 to 15% the whole time, and it worked great. Another tip is how you light and the direction you light from matters a lot for the vibe of the video that you're giving. You can see in these clips that I've lit this very bright, and that's because this is corporate. The more corporate your work, the brighter it needs to feel as a general rule of thumb. So I've placed this light really, really close to my A-cam to achieve that bright look. But if you were going for like a documentary or something more moody, you could rotate this light around and get more of a Rembrandt lighting structure on their face. But of course, as I said, this is corporate, so I'm keeping it really clean, really bright, and play with lighting. It's fun. I only needed one key light because we have good background light here, but you may need 2 or 3, but have fun with it. One of the most important things with interviews is your audio capture. I think it's just as important as your video. I can't say more important because without video, it's not a video, but if you have bad audio, you just ruined your interview. So it's important to really figure out your audio solutions. Right now, I'm running Sennheiser MKE600 that's a little boomed over off of C-stand into my FX3 XLR top handle, and I'm monitoring here just on the camera monitor itself. This is a great setup. It's really easy to do and it sounds amazing. You can get phantom power through the cable, or you can have a battery inside the mic itself. One thing you can do to get backup audio is to slap a lav pack on top of your camera, lav up your talent, and that ensures that if your shotgun mic gives out, you have lav audio. If your lav gives out, you have shotgun audio, or you have them both and you can pick the best, and that's best case scenario. So make sure you're always doing that. It's saved me more than once, and it's a really important step to the audio capture process. Another tip for positioning your shotgun mic is to get it as close as you can to your client. Just like with lighting, you want this as close to being in frame as possible, but not being in frame because it'll ruin the shot. So a good rule of thumb is about 1 to 1.5 feet away from their mouth, and point the mic itself at their chest, not at their mouth, because if you point it at their mouth and they lean forward, then the audio is not going to sound as good. If you point it at their chest and they lean forward, now you're pointing it at their mouth. So that's a quick tip for placement on audio. Remember, it's important. Don't skip on your audio. It'll change the game for your interviews. Just like lighting, your background tells a story. For this client, we were going for a cozy, warm video. So we have soft chairs, pillows, plants, all sorts of things that create a cozy home environment. There are a lot of factors that go into what backgrounds you're using, and a lot of the times you're just left to where you're at. You can't really control the space a ton, but what you can do is arrange things and pick your angles. So when you first get into a room, before you set up anything, take your camera and choose your angle and make sure that you're happy with it. Quick tip for choosing your angle is choose something with depth. As you can see, this is a big, long room, and rather than shooting up against this wall right here, I'm shooting down this room. And that's gonna give me a nice blurred out background and really highlight my client in the video, make it look as professional as possible. A huge part of being successful when doing corporate interviews is creating a great atmosphere and experience for your client. You wanna have everything set up and ready to go before they even show up. And that's gonna be huge. If you're scrambling, they're gonna feel scrambled, they're gonna feel rushed, and they're gonna have a hard time communicating the message they need to get out to your camera. Talking to a camera is not a natural thing. And even if you practice and practice and practice, you're never gonna be 100% comfortable in front of a camera, and neither will your client. So it's important to make it a smooth, easy process for them. I like to talk to them beforehand, be clear on the script, and to just walk them over to the setup and crack a few jokes, have fun, be personable. Just say, sit down in this chair right here, take a seat, and I'll take care of the rest. As they sit down, I'll usually do an audio check first, make sure my levels are good. Always check the composition of your frame because it will change with different heights of people. You'll have to adjust your tripod. Check your lighting. Make sure everything's really good and ready to go. And then talk your client through how you're gonna operate the interview. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and then you're gonna talk and you're gonna deliver your message. Or if you're having a teleprompter like I'm using, walking them through the teleprompter, choosing different teleprompter speeds, making sure that they're comfortable with the flow and the pace of the script on the teleprompter is a huge thing. You can even show them the frame and ask them if there's anything that they want to change, and it's great for people who want to see how they look in camera and maybe fix their hair or their clothes or something like that. Bottom line, be comfortable, be confident, and your clients will be too. And that right there is a quick rundown on my corporate interview setup, how I set them up, my gear, and my philosophy behind it. If you guys want to see a more in-depth job shadow style video where I talk you through the process from setup to finish, let me know and I'll get that one out to you guys. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit some buttons for me. I really appreciate it, and I'll keep giving you guys some good content. Peace.